And one of them is successful people are always too busy doing what the other guys are still talking about. Successful people understand this. See, there's some axioms, and it's in my book, Nuggets of Gold, for example. Nuggets of gold, these nuggets of gold are filled with the truth. And one of them is successful people are always too busy doing what the other guys are still talking about. Now, think about that. You're talking, not doing. They are doing. We don't look at millionaires or successful people and say, what are they doing now? And I want to replicate that. I want to duplicate that. I want to mimic or model that. Nein, niet, nada. What you do is you say, here's a person who's incredibly successful. What did they do when they were starting off and they were flat broke? What did they do for those 2 or 3 years before they made money? On the way, on the journey to make money, what were they doing on that journey to make money? That's the real question. Now you see a difference. They were doing instead of talking. Successful people are always willing to do what the other guys are not willing to do. Right? So what they were doing was something that was uncomfortable. They got out of their comfort zone. They were willing to do things that they didn't necessarily like, that most people ain't willing to do, but they were willing to do it. Another example is they were always willing to sacrifice, called delayed gratification. In other words, they gave up maybe something they loved.